Welcome. This is part one of two parts of a walkthrough for high school and career center counselors or administrators on how to manage student applications and registrations through DualEnroll.com. If you are a counselor or administrator and need access to DualEnroll.com, please reach out to your local K-14 team. They will send you an invitation via email that will allow you to set up your account and ensure you have the right access. Once you have that information set up, you can log into DualEnroll at ivtech.dualenroll.com using the login information on the left-hand side. First thing you see when you log in is going to be your counselor dashboard. But before we dive into tasks related to the dashboard, we're going to look at a few different areas. So the first one to look at is the All Students Account button right over here on the right-hand side. This is primarily where you will be able to manage and oversee tasks related to student applications, dual credit applications in DualEnroll.com. So the first thing that you see is a list of all the students that have started the process in DualEnroll at your high school or career center. You see you can filter or search by name, and you can also filter by their current status or the date that they set up their account. So there's several different statuses that you could see listed here. The first is a registration activity, and that is our goal. We want students to get to registration activity. That means they have completed the application and they have registered for at least one class in DualEnroll.com. So that's ultimately where we want students to end up. There's a few other steps that you can see. We're going to choose the status to sort by a few things. So if we choose students with no registration activity, that's going to show us the rest of these steps. So students with an application complete status indicates that they have completed their dual credit application in DualEnroll, but they have not yet chosen any classes. So those students need to come back in and actually register for their dual credit classes to move to the final stage. DE account not yet confirmed tells you that students have taken the very first step in the process, but never responded to the confirmation email or the text message giving them the confirmation code. So they need to go back and respond to that to confirm their account and then complete the application. Students who have an application that is missing a social security number have a special step designated. That means they made it all the way through to the end of the application, but the final step of providing their social security number, they haven't completed that yet. If a student doesn't have an assigned social security number, there are instructions on the application for them to reach out to their K-14 team. That way we can complete the application manually and provide them with their login information. So students need to take that step yet if that is their indicated status. The final status is that the application is incomplete. That means that the student has verified their DualEnroll account. They've confirmed it, but they haven't made it all the way through to complete the remaining information. So they need to log back in. They need to complete other information relevant to their account. If you click on the student's name, you can see exactly where they are in the process. It'll pop up the student profile. This is the student's information, and it will show you on the application steps menu exactly how far along the way they've made it. So in this case, Selena hasn't made it very far. In this case, Betty made it all the way through. The items that are green are those that are done. She just needs to complete the student identification and put in the social security number. One handy feature in DualEnroll.com is you can click through the student profile once they have completed their process and they're all the way through. To find one of these students, if you click on their profile and then you scroll down to the academics tab, you can find their C number listed right here. So that's a helpful feature that allows you to easily look up a student's IV Tech C number once their application has been completed. DualEnroll also gives you a few other tools to be able to communicate with these students to ensure they're moving through the process. So if you choose a particular status, we're going to choose no registration activity at this point. You'll see that a reminder actions button pops up here. So that allows you to send reminders to students with the selected status. So because we have a variety of statuses here, if you click on that, you'll see a message that will pop up that's fairly generic for students. You can customize this with some of your own language. And then when you click this, it will automatically send this message out to all the students that are in that current status. You can also see if you drill down a little bit more as far as the status. So if I choose applications just missing social security number, that automatic message becomes a little more customized to direct them to exactly what they need to do. So in this case, it's telling the student that they haven't yet completed the process by providing their Social Security number and directing them back to do that. So the more specific you get with the notification messages, the more helpful it might be to nudge students through the process. But this allows you to see at a glance where students are in their application. That way you could pull some information rather quickly. There are a few other features that allow you to generate some reports based on that information. So the reports tab up at the top is a very helpful resource for you as a counselor to manage information in DualEnroll. You could see there are a variety of reports available that you could pull that will generate an Excel spreadsheet, and you could sort that out and allow you to easily find exactly where your students are in the process as well. That's very helpful if you need to send information out to instructors or other individuals to help with the process. So registrations with status reports will only pull information for students who have completed registrations or have at least registered for a class. Completed registrations report will tell you students that have made it all the way through to the completion. You can pull a report related to students with no registration activity based on the menu we just looked at. The student by roster high school report will give you individual class rosters and based on students that have completed the registration process. So it will show you for each class who has completed the process for those classes. And then you can see some of the other options available below here for you to pull and have access to. So that is part one of a two-part video, kind of walking you through tools to help out with the application side of things. Stay tuned for the next video to manage tasks related to student registration.